you will automatically close. So if you're worried about that, oh no, my doors are not going to close, well, they will. And there they go. Ladders go up. For whatever reason, the left one went slower, but there you go. Now, would you look at that? This is an absolute beauty. The 315p. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would I get this ship? Why in the world would I favor this one over the Avenger Titan, the 300i, and the 325A? You know what? Let me tell you. First off, I'm going to start off with the Avenger Titan. Now, the Avenger Titan has 6 slots for cargo, a max speed of 825, a size 2, two size 2 gun mounts, and a Gatling gun at the front of it. And gives off a pretty high energy signature. Now the 315p, let me tell you, you have a size 3 at the front, 2 size 2s at the side, and it has a max speed of 800, which is 25 less than the Titan. However, lower energy signature. On top of that, the 315p also has 2 different missile slots. However, the Titan does as well, so it matches up. Now, this is an exploration ship, and you might be asking yourself, why the hell would I want an exploration ship that's yellow? You know, that's a good question. I don't really know. I'm going to be rightfully honest with you. I wish it wasn't yellow, but, you know, the colour of it outweighs the benefits, or, sorry, does not outweigh the benefits that it gives you. An amazing engine in the back. It does accelerate extremely fast, and it does give off a low energy signature. This is where the weapon mounts are. At the moment, I have the tarantulas attached. The size 2 tarantulas on both left and right wing. And I have the size 3 tarantula at the front here. I'm not really sure how viable that's going to be. As an exploration ship, you might not want to have ballistics. You might want to lean towards lasers. I don't know how scarce or how rare ammo is going to be in the future. But at the moment, these weapons, in my opinion, do the best in Arena Commander and do the best in being able to kill ships. Now, as far as Arena Commander is concerned, this ship does hold up all 18 waves pretty easily. Comparing it to the Avenger Titan, the turning radius on this thing is a little bit worse. It's not as maneuverable as the Avenger Titan. The scanner for targeting is not as far as the Avenger Titan. However, it does make up in a few other ways, if you're looking for combat, that is. The Avenger Titan does not turn on a dime when it comes to redirecting. And what I mean by that is if you're going quite fast in one direction, it can take a long time to slow down and having to go into the other direction at fast speeds. This one, however, if you're going at 800 and you want to turn around, you can do that pretty quick, far faster than the Avenger Titan, and pretty much the same as the 300i and the 325A. Now, I'm going to start comparing this to the 300i and the 325A. 300i, in my opinion, is not very good at really anything. The 300i doesn't have as good weapons, doesn't have a tractor beam, doesn't have a very good scanner, and all around is just not really comparable to the 315p or the 325A. But here's the comparison between the 325A and 315p. Now 325A has a little bit more power on it, as far as it's made for combat. The scanners can target from a much farther range. Enemy targets, that is. And, you know, for those reasons, a lot of people like it. Now, the 315p, however, has something that the 325 doesn't. If you're looking to haul cargo, now I'm not going to say this is the best at hauling cargo, but for a solo player, it's pretty decent. This has 6 units of cargo space. The 300i and the 325A from Origin only have 4. The 315p is the only one out of the 3 series to have a tractor beam, and it's the only one out of the series to be able to be specifically for exploration. And what I mean by that is when the next patch comes out for the careers, the 3.0, everyone's excited. This one's going to be able to find those special resources that everyone's going to want. It also has a lot more ability and more fuel, so you can quantum leap a lot farther, and you can accelerate a lot farther than the 325 and the 300i and the Avenger all put together. Alright, so now into the cargo. This is how you get into the ship. There's one at each side. I'm going to open them both for you just to kind of show you. Kind of neat animation. Ladder comes down. And the same with the other side. You just kind of look up. Oh, a little bit not. Kind of look up. The latch is right there. Move a little bit closer. A little bit to the side. There's the option. Comes down. And you're ready to use it. Now, at the moment, the animation's a little bit weird. However, it's not as bad as the Avenger. The Avenger, you can fall right through the plane. This one, you're not going to fall through the plane. You're going to fall through the ladder. Alright, now we're on the inside of the cockpit. And this is what it looks like, you know. So, you're going to look back here. I'm in the hallway right now. That's where all your cargo is going to go. Now, it does have 6 units of space, so you're not going to be, you know, taking whole divisions of cargo with you. You know, you're not going to be a solo mining operation. But with 6 units of cargo, you can make a little bit of profit. This ship does give off a little bit lower of an energy signature than the rest of the ships, so you're going to be able to sneak past a lot more people, and you're going to be able to scan for the special resources that you're going to want. Now, if you turn around, there's your 2 hatches to get outside. Now, there's also a circle up here. I don't really know what that's for yet, but I'm sure it's gonna have a use in the future. It was deliberately put there. If I was to show you the top of it, there is an actual hatch right here, and I'm assuming that they're going to be using that so when you use the tractor beam on another ship, you're going to be able to board it through that little hole. That's what I'm assuming. It's a bit of a speculation, but you know. Now, you're wondering, maybe this looks like a pretty awesome ship, except no bed. Yeah, well, you'd be wrong. What you do is you go up here, you press this little button, bam, bed. You can go on it, you can sleep on it, you can even walk on it if you want to. I'm going to put it away. What you do is just look back, press it again, bed gets wrapped up, it's out of your way. Now, here's the cockpit, pretty neat, has a pretty amazing view, enough so that no one's really going to sneak up to you. And if you want to get into the pilot seat, which I will show you, swivel chair, kind of hop in. The 2 doors, as you'll probably see, I'll show you, will automatically close. So if you're worried about that, oh no, my doors are not going to close. Well, they will. And there they go. Ladders go up. For whatever reason, the left one went slower, but there you go. Now, you may be wondering, you know, that's pretty neat. Well, it is. Those 2 panels right here, the left one and the right one, you see those little circles there? Now, I'm assuming what those are going to be for is for a radar. Now, here's a little trick as well. Obviously, you do have an amazing view, which is great. However, there is one thing. Firing your weapons. Now, you have 3 different weapon groups. You have weapon group 1, weapon group 2, and weapon group 5. Well, I think it's 5 or 3. I'm not sure what the missiles are on. Now that means that the ones on the wing are going to be on weapon groups 1 by default. The one in the middle is going to be in weapon group 2. And the missiles are either in weapon group 3 or 5. Now if you want to fire them, that means that left click for weapon group 1, right click for weapon group 2, and middle mouse for weapon group 3 or whatever it is. I'm not really sure what it is on the controller, but you know, not too bad. Alright, exiting out. As you can see, the panels close on both sides, so kind of more speculation is that they're going to be used for something. And you know, that's about it. This is the 315p. Pretty amazing ship, to be honest with you. You know, not really meant for combat, but it does have that extra cargo space. The shields are okay. Wouldn't recommend being in combat for very long, to be honest with you, because it is not a combat ship, but it can hold its own, because as you can probably already tell, having 2 size 2 tarantulas and 1 size 3, you can take on quite a bit. At least you can hold your own, you know. Well, this is the 315p. Highly recommend. I recommend more than the 300i and the 325A. Out of the 300 series, this is probably the best one. Now, compared to the Avenger, you know, that's up to you. I used it for a long time. This one's a little bit better for combat, in my personal opinion. It cannot turn as well as the Avenger, but it can turn on. It can re-accelerate faster than the Avenger. So, depending on how you want to use that, you can use that for your benefit to be able to dip and dive and, you know, those crazy things. However, if you just want to like fly backwards and just turn in place, you know, go for the Avenger. Anyway, this was the 315p. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be doing more ship reviews as time goes on. And if you guys want me to show you what it looks like to actually use this thing in combat, let me know. It can go through all 18 waves on yourself, by yourself, inside the Arena Commander, so this is definitely a ship that can handle itself. But if you want to see it, let me know. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time. Peace. Peace? Peace.